Medusa, one of mythology's most feared goddesses. There has been a lot of interpretations on how Medusa became such a terrifying beast. Let's find out how Medusa became Medusa. Medusa is part of Greek mythology. Medusa means guardian, protectress, also called a gorgon. Medusa was one of three sisters, herself, Signo, and Uriel. Their parents were the ancient marine deities Phorcys and his sister Keto, and they all lived in Sarpedon. Medusa was the youngest of the three, and she was very beautiful. She did not inherit the monstrous wings like her sisters, but she ended up being the most terrifying of them all. Medusa was the only mortal among her immortal Gorgon sisters. She had long golden hair, she was beautiful, and she was very kind-natured. Now there are two versions to the story of how Medusa became the terrifying Medusa. The first version is that Poseidon, the god of the sea, started to admire her, and after a while he couldn't control his urges. Now Medusa had knocked him back, rejecting him, and he did not like this. And to make matters potentially worse, there was an ongoing feud with Poseidon and Athena, because they were both rivals of the sea. Medusa was the virgin priestess of Athena and was not allowed to be involved with any man. But Poseidon didn't handle rejection very well, and he decided to rape Medusa on the very steps of the temple of Athena. Medusa was left in a terrible state. Apparently, Athena was so angry and she would not listen to Medusa when she said that she was raped. All Athena could hear was that she was violated by a man. And this is where the punishment took place. Now, if this version is actually true, this just goes to show you how Athena was a horrible person as well. And she gave Medusa absolutely no support and did not help her one bit. Now, the second version to this story is that Poseidon had lured Medusa into having sex with him. Ever since laying eyes on Medusa, he had admired her and he just had to have her. And Medusa started to fall in love with Poseidon as well. They ended up getting married, and apparently Medusa was pregnant with Poseidon's children. When Athena found out that such a thing had taken place, she felt so betrayed, and Medusa begged for forgiveness. But Athena could not handle the fact that Medusa had been defiled by a man. So she was banished to an island all on her own, and was given an ugly, monstrous appearance with horrible cracked skin, her famous snake hair, snake fangs, and eyes that would turn any man to stone. This turned Medusa into an extremely bitter monster, because all she ever saw was men trying to kill her and them turning into stone in front of her very, very eyes. So after a while, Athena started to get worried about Medusa being out there in the world and what she could potentially do if she got loose. So Athena got Perseus to seek her out and kill her. She equipped Perseus with a shield that was so reflective it was like a mirror. This was so that Medusa could see her own reflection and it would turn her to stone. And this is exactly how it played out. Perseus was able to decapitate Medusa and used her head on the front of his shield as he went into battles. Apparently on Medusa's death, 2 sons were born from her body. Pegasus, which is the famous horse with wings, and Chrysaor, a giant that wielded a golden sword. It's very interesting to learn about Greek mythology or any mythologies, because the fact that, like, I want to know if they actually happened. These facts and these names and the events would have had to come from somewhere, and I like to sit down and think that people probably had a wild imagination as well back then, but I sort of don't know. But you sort of wonder where they come up with this sort of stuff, and if it was either from real events or if it was just someone who had a really good imagination. Like we actually have a Medusa head as a statue head upstairs. I actually do show that in one of the videos. I think it was I can't remember which video it was, but I'll have it up in the corner above, where it's like a bronze brass head with all the snakes coming out. It looks sick as, like, it's really awesome, and we're sort of trying to find a place to put it because it looks so evil. But yeah, huge fan of Medusa in the respect of, like, she's just evil and she turns people to stone and she's got snakes as hair. But I do know for a fact that Medusa can be used as a symbol in feminism in this day and age. I'm not a fan of feminism, to be honest with you, but the older feminism, a lot for what they stood for, which was, you know, letting women be able to get out of the house and wear pants, you know, just that sort of stuff, that where it needed to be introduced back in the day. But I feel as though feminism doesn't have a place in this day and age with the version that is floating around right now. The version that is around now is absolutely ridiculous. It is more about hating men than it is trying to be equal, and which, in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion, women and men will never be equal because of our genetic biological makeup. It is not possible. There will never be equal strength in that respect. It's just not possible. We are built different, and there is so much other stuff that I'm not going to get into because I don't want to. It's just not a place to discuss my views on that. I don't like sort of really delving into a lot of things because a lot of people do get upset. But yeah, Medusa does stand for a lot of the feminism, you know, protocols that are out there in this day and age. Now, with the illustration that I did, I really wanted to make Medusa like partly have stone pieces on her. Wanted some of her face or half of her face to be turning to stone. Some of the snakes are turning to stone, and yeah, as this is going on, she's kind of like twisting her head and looking terrifying, and that's what I sort of wanted to portray. And I have a fascination with putting holes in everything, so if you're, you know, trypophobia person, not the picture for you. I just love putting holes in things. Love it. It looks scary, it looks terrifying. It triggers some people with certain things that, you know, like the trypophobia thing. And I had to put a big hole through her with the snakes coming through as well. It just adds to all the scariness. Blood on the snake's jaws. God knows what they've been gnawing on. But she's terrifying, and that's what I wanted to portray. She's a terrifying monster. And yeah, I've mashed her into a like Frankenstein kind of vibe to her as well, which I like to do. So yeah, that's all I've got to say in regards to this illustration. Hopefully you enjoyed a little snippet into how Medusa became Medusa and why she was so terrifying, and what, you know, made her into that monster, because she was never like that. She was made to be like that. And yeah, I'm out of here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.